Morning, everyone. Thank you again for joining us this morning. My name is Cindy Cool, and with me is Joyce Nichols. And if you've been on our webinars before, you know that I've been in the software training and consulting business for over 25 years, and it's our pleasure today to share with you some information about ACT Analytics. We've titled this Take the Plunge, so hopefully having a wonderful summer. We're going to be diving into some of the features within ACT that allow you to analyze your sales and where you're at in mid-year and see where we might be able to make some additional improvements. So Joyce will be sharing with you how to analyze your sales data, how to take a look at your best customers to date, maybe continue to nurture them, see what maybe activities you need to schedule with them and so forth. And we'll also be able to show you how to identify those customers not maybe on track, the ones that just are not making those sales. Joyce is going to show you a little bit and talk through a little bit how we've been able to help a customer bring in some of their sales numbers from their accounting or ERP system into ACT to do some of the analysis right there in ACT. So we'll talk about that within this particular session. And also, Joyce is going to talk to you about using the ACT opportunities. If you've not been using this area, it's something you might want to take a look at. It's going to allow you to help you track your sales, whether it's products or services that you're offering. You'll be able to take a look at how many days open these particular opportunities are in. So if you're having some that are taking a long time to close, you'll be able to see this information in ACT and identify those opportunities that you want to work on. Also, we're going to talk about how you can see, again, those opportunities in a certain stage. And there's a new feature with the new versions of ACT called Days in Stage that will allow you to take a look at how long a sales process is taking by stage. So each time you do another stage, moving your sales through a pipeline, taking a look at that to see, again, is it taking longer than usual? Maybe certain sales reps are taking longer than usual, and so you might want to work with them individually. Another area within ACT that I think is very important to be aware of is you can also take a look at those lost opportunities, and Joyce is going to show you how you can take a look at those. It's really important to know, why are you losing sales? Is it something based on price? Is it something about your product? What is it that why you're losing sales? Again, ACT gives you those analytics within the program to allow you to see that and make some adjustments in your sales process. So Joyce will be showing this through ACT for Windows. Again, hoping you all know that ACT has a variety of ways of being able to use ACT. You can do it through Windows. You can also do it through the cloud, so browser. If you want to do a browser-based ACT version, we can sure help you with that. A new feature that's out called ACT Cloud Plus, Premium Plus, that allows you to have even custom tables. So if you're wanting to even take your database and expand it even further and have some custom entities, some custom tables maybe for tracking certain things in your business, that is something that's available now with the new ACT Cloud Plus version as well. So with that, I'm not going to take much more time. Just a quick reminder that this is being recorded. You will be sent a recording of this in a couple of days, so please watch for that in your email. If you don't get it, let us know that as well. Again, just thank you for joining us, and Joyce, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Cindy. What we'd like to show you today, as Cindy said, are some different ways to analyze your sales data in ACT. We have several clients who bring in their sales data. They import it. For instance, we have one particular client, a larger client. Every morning at 6 in the morning, their sales data from their accounting system is automatically brought into ACT. So what we've done is I've kind of used them as a bench point to kind of give you an idea of how they're using their sales figures. So we created a tab on the year-to-date monthly sales. So we are in the company record of ACT. They have numerous sales figures. I've just chosen just 4 of them to give you an idea of what you can do with this data. So they have showing 4 fields: the current year's sales, the previous year's sales, and the current month-to-date sales, and the previous month-to-date sales. When you look at the list view of the companies, you can see I've placed those fields on the company list view. So at a glance, you can see the sales data for your companies. And again, you can see this on the contact record as well, so you can have these fields on the company and the contact record. And again, you can sort any column. But this is great just to have your sales data with your customers. But how can you analyze some of the data? How can you work with some of these data for your sales? I'm going to go to the detail view. And what I want to know is my high dollar customers, and again, you'll set your benchmarks, but in our example, we want to make sure that we're nurturing our bigger customers. So that would be $500,000 or more. So I want to look up the customers that last year had $500,000 sales or more, because I want to make sure that we're nurturing them, that our salespeople are taking care of those companies. As we've shown you in other videos, any field you wish to look up, you can easily do that by right-clicking on the field. I'm going to right-click on the sales previous year, and I'm going to look up those sales. And the operator that I'm using are sales that are greater than or equal to $500,000. So I'm going to choose OK. And it looks like I have a few customers that meet those parameters. So as I'm looking at these customers, I can see that these customers I have sorted, these customers are really on track or above to meet last year's sales figures. I want to make sure that we continue to nurture those clients. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule a phone call with them for my sales reps or for myself to call those. I just want to make sure that we're keeping in front of those clients. So I'm going to select those clients and schedule the call. So to do that, I'm going to click on the first one, and I'm going to select the last one, and I'm going to click on it when holding my Shift key down. I'm going to schedule a call, and I think I'll schedule this call for next week. And notice that all of the contacts within those companies have a call scheduled with them. Well, as you know, with the company records, you can have multiple contacts working at the same company. So I just want an activity with those key contacts for that company. So I'm going to click on the drop down for contacts and select contacts. All of the contacts will be listed that are in this company. So I'm going to go ahead and sort by company. And to give you an example, Angel Burns is the person, my key contact at Making Technology. So I'm going to go ahead and just double click and get those other users out, or those other contacts that are not with, that are with Making Technology that I really don't need to schedule a call with. So I create my call list. I'm going to select OK. And then hopefully you have customized your drop down for your regarding for each of your activity types. And I'm going to schedule I'll just put something follow up to nurture. Now the important thing is when we schedule with multiple clients or multiple contacts, you want to be sure that there's a check mark in create separate activity for each contact. That way there is a separate activity, so when we make those calls, we can clear that activity, and of course, as you know, that posts back as history. So that is the way that I can schedule calls with multiple people. I can see here that ABB Enterprises, wow, they are not on track at all. So I want to give them a call, and hopefully I can create a new sales opportunity with ABB Enterprises. So I'm going to double click to go to that company record. And with the contacts, I can see that I just have one contact there, and that's Susie Lee. So I'm going to go to Susie's record. I'm going to give Susie a call, and I'm able to create a new opportunity with Susie. So I'll just go to the Opportunities tab, click on New Opportunity, and I'll fill out the information appropriately. Now, in other videos, we have shown you how to create opportunities. If you need any help with that, we have a lot of videos on our website. And also, if you need any help with that, we'd be glad to help you walk through how to set up the sales process and the stages and any information that you need about creating opportunities. Let's take a look at the list view. Now, the list view is a list of all of the opportunities that we have in the database. I want to hone in on just my open opportunities because, again, I want to perform some analytics. So I'm going to click the status, and I'm going to select just my open opportunities. And my sales process, I want to see just my sales and not my service sales process. So there's a lot of information that you can garner from the list view of your opportunities when you're thinking of analyzing your data. The thing that I want to start with first is these areas over here. So I can see days open. So how long is it taking my sales rep to work through the sales process? Now, this is the demo database, so we have a lot of dates that are older, but how long is it taking us to work through that sales cycle? Are we making sales more quickly enough? Are we closing the sale quickly enough? Do we need to reassess? Why is it taking us so long to close some of these sales? One thing, we want to make sure that our sales are not dropping through the cracks. And so this is really a good way for you to see, are these sales dropping through the cracks? And again, I have this sorted by days open. So again, what's in my sales pipeline? How are things progressing? These two fields, stage start date and days in stage, are fields that are available with the newer versions of ACT. You may not know that you have these available to you. Remember that any list view in ACT can be customized by clicking on the Customize Columns button. So you can customize your columns and make sure that you add these stages. So how can you use these when you're analyzing your sales data? I'm going to go ahead and sort by this stage start date. Now, in your sales process, of course, you'll know that you have different stages that you go through when you're making a sale. So this keeps track of the day that you started a particular stage and also the days in the stage. So again, we don't want our opportunities to fall through the cracks. So you can analyze how long each opportunity is in a particular stage. What can we do? Or do we need to move up? Do we need to do some more things to make that sale progress more quickly? Or where's the snag? Where's the hang up? So this gives you a lot of good information about that. Cindy, do you have anything that you'd like to add to our conversation?
No, I think that's right, Joyce. Again, a lot of it, people just aren't aware of the fact that these fields are there. And so we just want to make sure you're aware of some of the key fields that some people have asked us for. People do want to know, how long is it taking to go from one stage to the next stage? So again, maybe it's something you need to use this for analyzing your process. Maybe your process needs to be improved. This is a great way to analyze that, give you some information to know if your sales process that you currently are using is working or not. So this, again, we just want to make sure you're aware of the fact that in this opportunity list view, gives you a lot of good information to help you reassess your sales process and your pipeline, and just making sure that you're not, like Joyce said, letting things fall through the cracks. It's amazing how many times I come back to my opportunity list view and I go back to maybe an older opportunity that just maybe hadn't gone anywhere, and this helps me to get that opportunity back in my mind, and I reach back out to the customer, and they always appreciate the fact that I reach back out to them, because again, they get busy, and it's nice to be able to have this information right there in front of me to know those people that are interested in our service and products. Oh, are you still there? Oh, can you hear me?
I'm going to go ahead. I think we lost Cindy. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue on. One of the things that I want to point out to you is that we're talking about sales, but the opportunity list view can be used for projects. We have customers that are like convention bureaus that are planning their conventions, or they're planning, whatever. So again, be creative with this. Again, you can use it for projects as well. Now, the reason and the competitor, those are the two more fields that we want to talk about. As far as why are you losing your sales? Everyone wants to know. We all want to make sales, but in life we lose sales. So these two fields can help determine, why am I losing sales? What do I need to do to retain sales? So I'm going to create my filter again, and I want to look at just my closed lost sales. And again, I'm going to sort, so I have the data at the top. So ACT provides 3 fields for you that are part of any version of ACT. So I'm going to go to the detail view. And on the opportunity info tab, you'll see 3 fields that will be standard ACT fields. Again, these fields are customizable, who are your competitors, and the reasons that you're losing your sales. So let's take a look at how we can use that in our sales processes and when we're analyzing our sales. So again, why did I lose a sale? Who are my competitors in the sale? So perhaps as I look at this, we can think, oh, this competitor had local representatives. Well, maybe we need to reassess. Do we need to have our sales reps go into, larger territories? Here's went with lower price option. Do we need to, analyze our sales, our prices, our sales, what do we need to change to not lose our sales? So those are good, that's good information that you can use to, again, hopefully save some of those sales. A lot of us are visual people, so there's just a couple more things that we'd like to show you. One is the opportunity pipeline. So again, in a list view, I can easily see what's in my pipeline, but what does that look like visually? So I'm going to go to the opportunity pipeline. And again, I'm just going to show you a real quick graph of what this looks like. So that's going to generate my opportunity pipeline graph. So again, visually, I can see how many are in each stage. So I want to see who is in the commitment to buy stage. All I need to do is to double click on the color, and that will immediately bring up those ones that are in that commitment to buy stage. So that's a way that you can use that opportunity pipeline. There's a new feature that came out in ACT version 20, and that's called ACT Insight. And ACT Insight is going to give you great ways and more analytics for your database. So again, visually, I'm just going to go over this real quickly. There's different types of insight charts. This is one that comes standard with and you can create your own. But again, visually, I can see my sales by product. So these are my different products, and as I hover over them, I can see some really good information that this one, what my revenue is, what percent of sales. I can take a look at sales by rep. I can see that Chris Huffman is my leading salesperson. Again, I've got some good information there. I can take a look. So again, as I hover over each of these, I can see that some more information as I hover over each of these. So Cindy, are you back with us?
I am here. Well, sorry about that, everyone.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
All righty. We can hear you.
All right. Sorry about that again. So first of all, if you have any questions, I didn't mention this at the beginning. If you have any questions about what we're showing you, Joyce is showing you, please feel free to post those in the question box. We do have a little bit more time on this particular webinar. We can answer some specific questions for you if you have. And again, you can always reach out to us. But again, I think hopefully this is just a real high overview of giving you some ideas of what's available within ACT. We find so many people reach out to us and not even aware that some of these new features are available that you can do within analytics. And the one thing that I think people miss the most is the fact that we can pull information from other systems. So again, your system is tracking your actual sales. The system that's actually tracking the invoicing and the actual purchase product, that information can flow back into ACT. So the salesperson, rep, or sales manager, you can use ACT to help you identify, again, like Joyce showed you, identify those people that are on track or those you might need to reach out to because you may not have accessibility or easy accessibility from your accounting system to have that information, by salesperson. So keep that in mind. We get a lot of questions about that, if ACT can bring in information, and it sure can. And like Joyce had mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, at 6 o'clock every morning, it's the service that runs that just takes this information and brings it right into ACT, so that salesperson has the up-to-date information readily available to them as they're calling on their particular account. So again, thank you for joining us with this one. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you. Our next session,
Cindy,
as you see on the...
Cindy,
go ahead.
Cindy, we do have a question
Great.
from John. Is it possible to create a unique pipeline view for each product and service offered?
John, yes, definitely. That's a great question. Yes, the dashboards that Joyce showed you are very customizable. What would be the best thing to do is to give us exactly what you're looking for, then we can direct you in the best way, whether it be using ACT Insight, whether it be using the dashboard program that's been in ACT for quite a while, or also there are some third-party, even more sophisticated, if you will, dashboarding programs that are available to us as well. So yes, John, send us an email if you would, and just give us more specifics of what you're looking for, and we can give you that. So thank you so much on that. And thank you for the kudos. Just thanks so much, Frank. Appreciate that as well. Again, we really try to make these webinars be helpful for you, useful for you. Our passion is to help you use ACT to the fullest. And so hopefully you'll continue to join us on our next session. We have one for August 9th, which will be talking about groups and advanced queries. Again, some people know about the basic groups feature within ACT, but again, just wanted to make sure you're aware of some additional things that we find people are asking us about to help you segment your database, look at your database, analyze your database, to be able to continue to grow your business. Take those contacts in ACT and grow your business with it. And then September 13th, topic to be determined. Again, we will be sending out emails to you. Feel free to share these emails, share information with other people that might be interested. We love to have people join us on these webinars. And so thank you again for joining us today. And if you have any other questions, please, we'll keep the webinar open for just a couple more minutes. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your day and have a great summer. And we'll talk to you again in August. Thank you for joining us.